For 8 years, my shiny black burger truck sat proudly on the corner of 5th and Main, its neon lights beckoning customers. The best burgers in the city, read the bold sign. I loved being Jake, the friendly vendor, famous for my bloody special. No one suspected the horrific truth. At 6 feet 2 inches, I towered over my customers, my clean-shaven face and warm smile putting even the most skeptical at ease. My eyes sparkled with kindness, and my charisma was undeniable. Who would suspect the man serving their lunch was a serial killer? Beneath the surface, darkness seethed. I targeted society's most vulnerable, homeless individuals, prostitutes and runaways. No one reported them missing. No one searched. My victims vanished without a trace. I'd lure victims to my home with promises of food or shelter. A warm meal, a place to sleep, desperation made them vulnerable. One swing of the hammer, and they'd collapse. Dismemberment followed, my skills honed from years of practice. The meat was meticulously packaged and stored in freezers at my home. My burgers blended human meat with beef, masking the taste. The bloody special was pure human flesh. Customers raved about the unique flavor. I'd hand them out to homeless people, watching as they devoured their unsuspecting meal. Their gratitude fueled my depravity. Lisa, a young prostitute, stumbled into my truck on a chilly autumn evening. She searched for warmth, a meal and comfort. I offered her a burger. She never left. Her body parts filled my first freezer. The thrill was intoxicating. Mark, a homeless veteran, received a free burger. His gratitude was heartfelt. 2 days later, his limbs were stacked in my freezer. The pattern began. Years passed. Dozens disappeared. The police searched for a serial killer, never suspecting the burger vendor. My charm and kindness concealed the monster. Detectives frequented my truck, enjoying my cooking, oblivious to the horror. Officer Jenkins, a regular, raved about my burgers. Best in the city, Jake. He had no idea his lunches were made from the very people he swore to protect. Emily, a food blogger, praised my unique flavor. Her review sent droves to my truck. Officer Jenkins received an anonymous tip about suspicious activity at my home. The raid uncovered my freezers, filled with human remains. My smile faltered as handcuffs closed around my wrists. "You're under arrest, Jake," Jenkins said, stunned. Headlines screamed, "Burger truck owner arrested for selling human meat." The city reeled. My regulars felt betrayed. The homeless recalled my generosity. The courtroom was packed. Emily, the food blogger, testified, her voice shaking. "I promoted his burgers. I had no idea." Officer Jenkins described his shock. Prosecutors presented overwhelming evidence. The jury delivered a guilty verdict. I received life without parole. In my cell, I reflect on the darkness I unleashed. The smiles, the thanks, and the screams haunt me. My burgers, once praised, now symbolize horror. The city moves on, but the memories linger. From my prison cell, I watched the news, imagining the world trying to forget me. The black burger truck, once a beacon of my crimes, had been sold to my Uncle Frank, a quiet man with no criminal history, just a hard-working guy looking for a fresh start. He never asked about my special ingredients. But I know he knew, everybody did. Frank couldn't sell burgers on the corner of 5th and Main anymore. That spot was tainted by my legacy. So, he moved the truck 2 cities over, setting up near a busy shopping area where no one knew his connection to me. At first, I thought he'd go straight, maybe even try to redeem the business, make it something wholesome. But then the letters started arriving. Frank wrote me occasionally, updating me on the truck's new success. "The crowds love my burgers, Jake. Can't keep up with the demand. It's like, they taste something different, you know. Almost addictive." That gnawed at me. Was it just paranoia? Or was Frank using my secret recipe? Did Frank pick up where I left off? I can't be sure. The headlines never mention missing people near his truck. No suspicious reports. But then again, I was careful too, for years. And late at night, when the guards pass by my cell, I can't shake this thought. Maybe the darkness didn't end with me, maybe my best-selling burger, the Bloody Special, is still being sold, just under a different name. Be careful the next time you buy a burger from a burger truck. Ready for spine-chilling tales that will haunt your thoughts? Subscribe to Forgotten Storyteller for eerie narrations, unsettling mysteries, and haunting stories you won't forget. Hit the bell icon so you never miss a story, because some stories refuse to stay buried. Join us, if you dare.